Hello, I'm Francesca Loren.
And I'm Phyllis Elliott.
And we are Hard Up for Love. Let me be the first to welcome you to a brand new podcast. A podcast in which we talk about what? Mostly sex. Mostly sex.
Yes, lots of sex. We love sex.
We're going to get vulgar.
Yeah.
Just note that this is an SFW, so...
So if you're at work, don't play this. Do not do it. Don't play it.
If you're a child...
turn it off.
Yes.
And go tell your parents what you're doing. Yeah.
Maybe don't tell you. They're going to judge you.
You got a
But
freak
still,
for a kid.
Stop listening.
Right.
Okay.
So today's topic, we're really going to be talking about really online dating and ghosting and other such things like that.
Ghost stories.
Yes.
Ooh.
Now, I know. Ghosts. Ooh, so spooky.
Where do they go? What do they do?
Yeah, like
what is ghosting, Phyllis?
I guess the definition would be just completely falling off the face of the earth. Like, you're dating them and you're talking to them, and it could be either, like, a couple days or, like, even years. I've heard about people who it's happened for, like, years, which, yeah, that's insane. But apparently the person just falls off the face of the earth. They stop texting, they stop any form of communication, and, like, they offer no explanation of why.
Let me also just interject here. 100% of my interactions on Tinder have ended in ghosting.
Is that your batting average? Is 100% of your Tinder?
100% of my Tinder ditches me without any real reason. Well, there was one person who gave me a reason. He texted me 2 hours before our first date and told me that he had met a cuter girl.
That's crazy. I can't believe that happened.
What a cockbag.
I know. What a douche canoe. I'm very disappointed in him.
Well, I mean, to be honest though, I almost had more respect for him just telling me, hey, like, I met somebody better. Peace out. It's been real. Rather than just disappearing, which I feel like takes absolutely no balls.
Yeah. You were ballless.
Ballless. Lack of balls.
Yeah. There's definitely a lack of balls.
Yeah.
I mean, but I want a little bit of your romantic history, though. Like, tell me, first of all, how old are you?
I am 22 years old.
You're 22 years old, yes. You are a young lady.
A young buck.
A young buck, young lady.
I think bucks are supposed to be boys, though.
Yes, they are.
A young doe, perhaps?
Yes, a young doe. You're a young doe. Yeah, just tell me a little about your romantic history, like, because you've been single for a hot minute.
Couple years,
yeah,
actually, couple years.
Yeah.
Well, let me just start off from when I was just a baby. My first real relationship actually lasted about 2 years. Lost my virginity with this gentleman. Very messy story. Ended poorly.
Very poorly.
As a lot of 15 to 17-year-old loves do. And then moving on from that, I was single for a couple months there, and then I was with a gentleman who I stayed with for about 3 years. And that was one of the more fulfilling relationships that I've had with another person, even though he's also kind of a cockbag.
Yes.
He is. Yes, he is. And then, moving forward from that, I've had a couple little relationships that lasted like a month or two, but then just haven't met anybody I wanted to settle down with.
They keep ghosting on you. Like, it's ghost.
Well, it's the Tinder thing, probably, if we're being real.
Yeah.
I feel like that's kind of a Tinder thing to do.
I definitely want to have more ladies or gentlemen come on the show and... It's so weird to call it a show, but come on the show and talk about their Tinder experiences, because I'm curious, because, oh man, I bet people have some stories.
Yeah. All right. How about you, Phil? Can we move on to your romantic history? Would you care to talk about that? Are you on Tinder? What do you do?
It's sordid. It's a sordid romantic history.
Sordid. I like that.
Let's see. I'm a hoe bag. Pretty big hoe bag. Let's see. I'm trying to think. I mean... I've basically been, with the same people on and off for almost 7 years. Just kind of switching out between the two.
Oh, and for reference, how old are you?
I am 24.
Okay.
I'm 24. I'm basically a terrible person. And if we ever get any listeners, I'll probably be very hated. I'll be the villain of the show. They'll hate me. They'll be like, wow, she's a terrible person. I'll be like, yeah, I am. Pretty much. Yeah, that's how it goes. But, yeah, and then I've dated kind of on and off, like, a couple of guys in between. Like, you know, a guy let me cheat off of him in math class, so I sucked his dick. I mean, that's...
Well, I mean, that's what's owed if you get to cheat off somebody in math. Like, if I let
I'm so bad at math.
If I let someone copy my math homework,
Yeah.
they are going to suck my dick.
Yeah. I'd suck your dick if you let me do that.
Oh, yeah. Maybe we could pause the show for a moment
yeah.
here. And,
go on a little break here. But yeah, that's really it. I mean, mine, it's been a wild ride, but...
Actually, I thought of another thing that maybe we should discuss. What is your sexual orientation?
Oh, I am straight.
Yes, Phyllis here is straight.
Yes,
I
Phyllis is straight.
also like the ladies.
Yes. Francesca is an all-encompassing lover. She loves the lovers. Yeah.
I'm like a world of love.
Yes. Yeah, so she's very, very hard up for love because she wants all the love.
Single for years, and I want all the love.
Yes. So that's good. I just want to kind of, like, ghosting. Because I know that was supposed to be our topic, even though we kind of got off on a trail there.
Well, you know, we were talking... Our listeners need to know about our romantic histories, I think, in order to understand what we're talking about, what our viewpoints are, etc. Okay, so moving back towards ghosting, another funny thing, like I said, I like men and women, and, you know, it seems like, to me, now this is stereotyping, I'm sorry for generalizing, everybody, please forgive me, but it seems like something that a guy would do. Do you agree with that? That seems like something more a man would do?
Yeah, I definitely think so, because, you know, a lot of these men, especially when you're talking about, you know, if they're on Tinder and they do find somebody cuter or better, but they don't have the balls to tell the girl, like, hey, I'm fucking someone else, or I found someone else to fuck, or I'm gonna skull fuck somebody else. Yeah, they just don't have the balls to tell you, so they'll just ghost on you, and they think that it's fine and okay, but really it's worse, because in your head you're like, what did I do? Like, could I have done anything different? I mean, I let him skull fuck me too, like, why did he stop talking to me? You know?
Well, the thing I was going to bring up, women do it too. Kind of surprisingly. I've had quite a few women ghost on me as well. I don't know what the reasoning is there.
That's fucked up. So you're telling me that you, like, went on a date with them, right? Like, you met them in person, correct?
I met them in person.
Okay. And they, like, if you text them, they don't respond.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
So that's, I guess that is a true definition of ghosting.
Yes.
There's just no contact whatsoever.
No contact. I mean, like, I still have them on Facebook and things like that. Right. And I see their lives, and I see that they're still alive. And they're connected mobile on Facebook, you know. So they've had plenty of time to see my text messages. I know that you saw them.
That's so awkward. So you have them as friends on, like, social media.
Yes.
Oh my god, that is awkward AF, because you can see their statuses and shit.
Yeah.
Like, they're like, oh, out at a party, and you're like, I'm sitting here alone texting you. Like, clearly you're still alive, and you have the same telephone number, you bitch.
Yeah. Well,
that's fucked up. People are fucked up. Oops, we had a little bit of a technical difficulty there, but we're back.
Yeah, oops. Oh, well. Anyway, as you were saying, Francesca, am not... I don't remember.
Have you ever ghosted on anybody?
Oh, have I ever ghosted on... Yeah.
You have? Oh my gosh, and you're like, you're so against it.
I am so against it, but... I had kind of, like, tried to be more polite than that. I was kind of like, hey, you know, you're being kind of weird right now, and he just kept on doing it, and I didn't really want to put it in any terms more harsh than that, so I don't really know if that even counts as ghosting. What do you think? Like, yeah. he was texting me, like, all the time, like, hey, let's hang out.
So he was a thirsty boy.
He was a thirsty boy. And, you know, I was kind of like, hey, you know, I mean, you seem pretty cool, but it's kind of awkward. Maybe tone it down a little bit. And he just was not having it. He just really wanted the pussy.
He wanted all up on it.
He wanted to drown in the pussy, and I was not letting him drown in the pussy, nor would I let him swim to the butt.
I mean, at least you were honest with him, though.
Yeah. See, that's...
Well...
I don't really know. See, my thing is that, does that really count as ghosting? Because,
no, I mean, it's like baby ghosting, like mild ghosting, because technically you didn't just drop off the face of the earth.
Yeah.
But,
I gave some reason,
right.
but I didn't really ever make a, like, explicit goodbye.
Right, well, yes, but the thing is, he'll know, like, what he did wrong.
Yes.
Like, with other, like, traditional ghosting.
Yes.
Traditional ghosting. The person doesn't know what they did wrong.
Yeah.
And, you know, I've read stories about people who have been with people for, like, a year, and...
Weren't you with somebody for a couple months, and he just kind of deleted you on Facebook?
Oh, yes. But I knew why he did that. It's because I didn't want to get married after, like, 3 months.
Which is, you know,
That's
okay.
pretty understandable.
He's crazy. We'll have to talk to it. We're going to talk about him at some point.
I want to interview him at some point. I really do. I want to get him in here. I want to be like, what up? What up? Let's talk about this. But yeah.
Yeah. Do we have anything further to add on ghosting?
It sucks.
Yes.
I have to talk about if I've done it or not.
Oh, yes. Have you ever ghosted on anybody, Phyllis?
Oh yeah. A lot. Again, I'm a terrible person. I mean, I've ghosted on people where it was really obvious that the relationship wasn't going to go anywhere and we were not meant to be. Mm-hmm. Like, it wasn't like, oh, this is going so great, and it was I feel like it would be obvious to them that we were not compatible. You know, there was no chemistry, blah, 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 and that's probably why I stopped texting them. And also there is the dual ghosting, where you kind of ghost each other at the same time. Like, which I've done that with people too, and that's the best kind of ghosting, because you both kind of realize, like, this is fizzling out, like, it's all good, but, like, you're a nice person, I don't want to hurt your feelings. Because, like, they'll text you every couple of weeks. You might reply once every, like, 3 days, but then it eventually just fizzles out. And, yeah, that's the dual ghosting there.
That kind of works out, too, because you don't have to have any sort of, like, an awkward, hey, no thanks, bye, sort of conversation. Nobody likes having those.
Like, I don't like your penis, or your face, or your brain, so, goodbye.
Peace.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Real.
Yeah.
Tschüss.
Tschüss, ciao. How long have you been on Tinder?
Coming up on about a year, actually.
Oh wow! So you have some hours clocked in there.
I do. I have quite a bit of Tinder under my belt.
Yeah.
It's been a wild ride. Let's see. I think I've met about 10 people in person. So it does work. I am in favor of Tinder because it brings people together, people you might not have met before, which I think is great. But it also leaves a lot of room for douchebaggery. Nobody wants douchebaggery, okay?
No.
Yeah.
Not at all.
No. Nobody wants any douchebaggery. All right. Well then, do we have any more on ghosting?
I do not believe so.
Okay, well, let's move on to our next segment. This one is going to be over awkward sex stories.
I forgot we were doing this. This is, it's about to get real vulgar.
It is about to get real vulgar.
That was, like, just a little taste.
Okay.
We're not ladylike. Like,
we are not.
My mom, oh my god, my mom is ashamed. She would be ashamed.
Well, I mean,
Phyllis's mom is very proper. She would not enjoy this radio.
No, Phyllis's mom would not enjoy it. Francesca's mom would not enjoy it for sure.
No.
Nobody would enjoy it. All right, so shall I just start in with, like, the killer awkward sex story? I think you know which one I'm talking about. Involves strawberry shortcake. All right, so let's get right on in here. So this was the gentleman I was talking about that I was with for about 3 years. Let's call him Randy.
Okay. So now he will be known as Randy.
He was known as Randy. Randy and I were getting Randy in his car one evening. Neither of us had our own place. This was pretty young love. Anyway, we were getting it on in his car, and he was approaching that magical moment, that one magical moment. As was I. It's getting pretty steamy in his Sentra.
Fucking Nissan Sentra. Ah, yes.
Bangedest car you could ever own is a Nissan Sentra, an '03 Nissan Sentra in a tannish color.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah, Randy. Anyway, so we're getting it on, and he kind of starts to get into, like, that jackhammery sex. You know what I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen, maybe. When your head starts to just kind of bang around uncontrollably, like you're at some sort of a metal concert. He was at that point. So, I tried to kind of, like, lean up to give him a kiss because it was getting steamy and hot and passionate. And I just wanted to make out. And then his head just went, like, right into my nose and just crunch.
Just clocked you.
Clocked me, like, right in the
Right in the
face.
face.
And that really ruined the moment for me right there. So I kind of leaned back, and I was just kind of like, okay, he's going to finish up, and then we're going to be done. And then all of a sudden, I kind of felt something on my upper lip, and I wiped my nose a little bit, and it was covered in blood. I was like, well, shit. And so I start to grab paper towels, and I was like, Randy, my nose is bleeding. And he just kind of was like, oh, okay. And he keeps on having sex with my vagina. And I'm trying to, not spill blood all over his hot, sexy Nissan Sentra. And he just keeps putting it in.
No, yeah.
And he finished. He finished. And then only after that did he show any concern for my nose.
Oh, Randy.
Oh, Randy.
You fool.
You fool.
You selfish fool.
Anyway, it wouldn't stop bleeding, and then I had to have my nose cauterized, which was just really fun to tell.
Didn't you, like, not realize that your nose needed to be cauterized until, like, sometime later?
Yeah, it was, like, a week later. I would...
like, you lived with a fucking broken nose. Does that mean it was broken?
Yeah, it was broken.
Oh, my God. So he broke your nose.
He broke my nose.
Broke it.
By having sex with me, and then I had to, like, tell... All the doctors were like, so were you, like, doing cocaine or something? Like, what?
Oh, my God, they asked you if
Yeah,
you were
they
doing
asked me if I was
cocaine?
doing cocaine when my nose, like, wouldn't stop bleeding. And I was
Oh,
like,
wow.
No, it's broken because fucking Randy...
Did you tell him that? Did you tell the doctors that?
Yeah, I did. I told them what happened.
Good.
Because
Doctors
I
need
don't
to
know
know
why.
these things in order to help you. They're medical professionals. Don't be ashamed,
No,
everybody.
they need to know it so they can post it on online forums about how stupid people are.
Oh,
I
yeah.
know how it really is.
Secret doctor forums.
Yes. They're not even secret. They're out there. You can just read them.
I'm going to Google secret doctor forums and find them.
Secret Dr. Sexy forums.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
That's a good one, though. Man, that sounds like it hurts.
Oh, man. It still hurts
You
my
were
soul
hard up
when
for
I
some
think
pain
about that.
medication and that.
I really was,
that
though.
example.
Hard up for some love and pain medication.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Phyllis, would you
what?
like to tell a story
Sure.
from your life?
Mine's just going to be short and sweet.
Okay.
Short and disturbing. So, again, young love, you don't really have your own place to do it. Mm-hmm. And I was really ballsy back then. Like, I'm not definitely as ballsy as I was back then because my college boyfriend came over and we decided to have sex at my parents' house, which was already a risky move. Like, that's so risky.
Yeah.
I mean, my parents.
Yes.
That's very risky.
Yes.
And we didn't even do it in the basement or anything. We did it in my dad's office.
Oh,
like,
God.
amongst the Shakespearean volumes. Because he has a nice library and everything.
It's a very classy office.
It is a very classy office. So, anyway, we're on the floor doing it doggy style. And my parents' bearded collie comes in and starts humping my boyfriend while my boyfriend's humping me. And it's like an Inception hump. Like, there's humping everywhere. Everyone's humping. Except for me. I'm just getting humped. Like, double the hump. And we just kind of, like, shoot her away. We were like, no, you don't want any of the fun. I mean, she wanted some of the fun. I mean, can you blame her? She
wanted the threesome.
Yeah, she was hard up for love, too. I mean,
Yeah.
even bitches be hard up for love, okay? I love my dog. But we just kind of shoot her away, and we just kept going at it. We were just like, you know what, fuck it. Like, that was great. Like, that was hilarious. Like, let's just keep fucking.
Well, I mean,
It happened.
you know, you can't let the small things get in your way, you know?
Yeah, you can't let a dog humping the humper get in the way.
Exactly. I think that's the lesson we really
Yes.
learned here today.
Yes, I do believe that.
All right. Well, we're going to take a short break here, and we'll be right back. Thank you so much for listening in so far. Bye. Hello and welcome back. This is Francesca.
And this is Phyllis.
And we are Hard Up for Love. Thanks for waiting for us during that short break there. We wanted to end our show tonight with one final segment. You want to talk about that for us, Phyllis?
Yes, I do. Okay, so essentially, we were kind of asking around people. They had no idea that we were doing a podcast, though. No idea. What are your most burning love and relationship questions? And really, we got one that was... The most poignant one was actually, what is love?
What is love?
Yeah. Because it is a word that, it has caused wars and caused teenagers to kill themselves, aka Romeo and Juliet. That's what we were talking about earlier. And, it's a word that is hard to define because I feel like everybody has different definitions of it.
Definitely.
Yes.
Definitely.
So, Francesca, what would your definition of love be?
I mean, it really ranges from all sorts of things, but really, real love to me is being willing to scrape shit off of somebody's ass.
Yes.
Your partner gets elderly. Maybe someday you're gonna have to wipe their ass for them. That goes for your children too, and their babies. That's
is that like exclusive? Like that is your only definition for love?
No. No, that's just the realest one. Like, that's the ultimate test of love is, are you willing to wipe their ass?
Is that what you say on first dates? Is that why they're ghosting on you, Francesca? Because you're like, hey, will you wipe my ass for me?
Yeah, I mean, is that maybe where I'm going wrong?
Yes.
Oh.
I think so.
Well, we've all learned something today.
About the fecal matter on the first date.
But
I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah, it's being willing to do something that, you really don't... anything, really, that you really find unpleasant, yeah. And you love that person so much that you are willing to do it because they need you. Of course, that's not the only definition, but that's the ultimate one to me. Go ahead with yours.
Well, like you said, there are all different types of love, platonic love, brotherly love, familial love, all that bullshit. And then you got romantic love. And I think defining romantic love is where you just find somebody groovy and you want to groove with them and you basically put your needs before their needs before your needs. I was like, wait, no,
that's not quite right.
That's how I view relationships, Francesca. Put my needs before. No, that's really bad. But yeah, I just think it's putting their needs before your needs and wanting to build a life with them. And even when because you're not gonna be enthralled with them all the time, there's gonna be points in the relationship where you're like, wow, you're fucking annoying as shit.
Yeah.
But you have to work through those.
Exactly.
And if you love them, you will work through those.
Exactly.
If it's not, anything special or whatever, you're just like, goodbye, I'm gonna ghost on you now. But yeah, so yeah, that's what I would say love is.
All right. Well, getting to be pretty late here. I think that actually might be all that we have time for tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in.